North Dakota positive test case rate. We know that in states where they've got dealing with shortage of hospital capacity and rising death counts, that's correlated to a high percentage of positives. In the case of the states that we all, our hearts go out to those states that are dealing with this right now, but whether it's the New York metro area, including New York and New Jersey. New York's at about a 40% positive of people testing positive out of all the tests taken. New Jersey, 46%, Michigan, 34%. Louisiana is also climbing. But here we are in North Dakota with a 3.1% test rate, and we're the third lowest. Only Alaska and Hawaii, which have got also some natural geographic advantages, the way North Dakota does, put us in that spot. So that's good news in terms of where we are. It means we're still early in our battle. Every state will likely hit a point where there's an increase in their curve. We're not there yet. So for us, we've got a longer march ahead of us. We've stayed at this rate between 2.2 and 3.2% on a rolling average over the last 3 weeks. But on every given day, it may bounce around a little bit. And we know that if you run the numbers for today, the positives today relative to the test today, it's at 4.2%. It's not a cause of major concern, but we're going to continue to track this number closely, which is the number of the positive rate per testing. And then others might say, well, maybe you've got a low positive test rate because you're not doing enough testing. But in fact, as we know from those who've been at these briefings for the past 3 weeks, North Dakota has been committed to being on the front edge of testing, and we continue even as the nation pours resources towards the hot spot in terms of testing resources. We are one of the states that's done extremely well in terms of testing. Overall, we're the 10th best so far in terms of tests per capita, almost 9 per capita, and we're really leading among those states that haven't had a breakout. Now, when we take these two together, the number of percent of positive cases and the amount of testing, you'd want to be in the upper right-hand quadrant of this graph, which is where North Dakota is. The higher you are to the top of this graph means the lower your percentage test rate. So only Alaska and Hawaii are states that are closer to the top of this graph. States that are to the right of us on this graph include states like New York, where an enormous amount of federal resources have been supplanting the state effort to try to get as many people tested as positive. And so this is again reflects that we're in a good spot today, and it means that we've got good information to help guide us. We don't have perfect information. The data on testing is always lagging. There's a lot of uncertainty that's out there, and we know that the virus continues to spread in our state. We know how it spreads, and so we've said all along that we're well positioned, and we've got more time to continue our preparations so we can be well positioned and well prepared so the public can have confidence in how we're approaching this. But it doesn't mean that we can take our eye off the ball in terms of our strategy, in terms of what we're trying to accomplish in terms of saving lives in North Dakota. The test